Hello guys, let me introduce you RShG1, which stands for Reacting Storm Grenade 1, Reaktywno-szturmowa granata hodin. It was developed in the early 2000s, especially these versions. This is thermobaric storm grenade, okay? What is the difference between this and, for example, RPO Shmel? That's there is little cumulative charge just in front of the main thermobaric charge. So it will be always more effective against vehicles and structures than the traditional RPO Shmel. It's created in the same factory like RPG-7, so it's company Basalt. The warhead diameter is 105 mm, weight is around 8 kilograms. Also, the nickname for this one is Tavolga-1. 1.9 kilograms of thermobaric mixture get dispersed into the air just before setting it on fire, creating vacuum, and that's the main mechanism how it will kill. This rocket is equivalent of 5 to 8 kilograms of TNT. It varies, depends on the sources where you looking at. Now the container, it's very heavy for this one with the thermobaric substance. To deploy the sight, you just twist it slightly. You can see it as so. At the maximum distance that is stated here is 600 meters. It's this very bottom one. And you can see how much you need to loop the rocket if you want to shoot it at this distance. So it's really only for aerial target. I would be confident to hit vehicle with it up to 150-200 meters maximum. So here we have the front side. We deploy it as so. It's kind of exposed, so it's relatively easy to damage. Then we have the rear side with temperature corrections. Let me focus. So you would use different peephole holes. Now we are in between 0 to plus 20 degrees. Also we have 0 to minus 40 degrees. And we have plus 20 to plus 50 degrees. We have this correction especially on Russian RPGs because the propellant in the rockets performs differently. In sub-zero temperatures, in cold temperatures, it's just less potent, less powerful. So we choose the correct peep, we just erect the sight like so. To put the entire gun in combat order, we just pull this ring like on grenade, and then we put this level up. And under it is a red stripe with a trigger. So we just press a sight in, press the trigger. So in the rear of Tavolga-1 we have a foldable monopod that folds like so. So if you want to shoot it from prone, this basically secures you a distance from the ground. So you will not concuss yourself by the explosion. That will basically deflect a lot of gravel, might actually hurt you. So this is like safety feature, but I find it very awkward personally. Regarding my latest experience with using combat use of RShG1, I got it from multiple sources. I seen it with my own eyes. It's the best type of weapon for infantry soldier. Basically, when you have building, when you need to breach into building, when you have resistance in the building, in trenches, in blindages, which is like hideouts in trench systems, RShG1 is by far the best system you can use. It's just because there is so much of the thermobaric substance. In the West you have something called LASM, which is M72 law, simple law rocket, but instead of cumulative charge you have a thermobaric charge. We had those too, I seen it used in combat too, but the charge is, compared to the Tavolga-1, it's very small. So it's basically like thermobaric hand grenade, just delivered on longer distance. So it's not as effective. All this Russian stuff, all this heavy stuff, extremely good. So all the units wishing to have more, and now we're using just the trophy stuff with great results. Now what matters the most is how intact or how enclosed is the building that you're shooting it at. When it's some concrete building after heavy shelling with no windows, the effect is much smaller, okay? If there are steel windows, still intact doors, the effect is massive, okay? The vacuum, the heat wave out of the thermobaric charge do massive damage, When all the windows are missing, okay, it's just near the projectile, that's it. Another important point from using it, from the field experience, is that the sling that is provided with it, that is part of the rocket, sucks, okay? It's very thin, just with one very wide pad. So the best for carrying with backpack, you cut it all off, you find some very wide piece of nylon or something, for example like AK sling, and you hook it on with paracord, okay? You use that sling instead. Then shooting when laying down, you make sure, let's say this is the rocket, that your entire body is sideways, okay? When you're targeting it, because the backblast, it's really massive and it's actually 45 degrees with huge flame, okay? That's because of the weight of the projectile and how strong the motor is to get it moving, to get it delivered, okay? So always have your body sideways, otherwise you would burn your legs, you will blast shoes off your legs, okay? So that's about it. Very impressive system. I would love to see in the West further development of this. Not even development, because in the West all of these guns exist, but I just wish armies buying them in bulk, because it's really the best tool for infantry. Unfortunately, due to the scarcity of this system, the only one we have were taken as trophies. For us, we got only 4 pieces, so all of those will be used only operationally, so excuse me, there will be no video of this one exploding. And if we get combat footage of this one working, of course I will put it on the channel. So thank you very much guys for watching, and see you in the next video.